Right, here we go. It was a bad line. We're going to try and call National Grid again. This is National Grid Transco Gas, phone call number 4.
National Grid Inquiry, David speaking. May I take your name?
Hi there, David. It's David.
Hi David, how can I help you today?
I called National Grid Transco Gas last week, and I spoke to a chap called Ben. And basically, I asked him a question: who owns the meter that's fitted to everybody's property in the UK? And he said that it's owned by the gas supplier. Is that correct?
In most cases, yeah.
How do you mean in most cases?
Well, mine is actually, because mine's the credit meter.
Yeah.
It's owned and maintained by National Grid.
Oh, right.
The National Grid metering.
So National Grid Metering are actually the supplier then?
No, we're not a supplier. We are, well, National Grid Metering, which is a different department to the one that I work for. They're actually paid for by your gas supplier. So your gas supplier would pay National Grid Metering to cover an area where they don't have any engineers.
Oh, well, Ben told me that the meter was supplied by my supplier, which is Npower.
Majority of them are.
I've looked on the meter this morning and it says property of Transco National Grid.
Yeah, and they can say that.
And it's fitted and operated by National Grid, so I guess they're the supplier. Yeah. How could a third party be a supplier?
We don't supply gas.
But you transport it?
We transport it, no. We don't supply it. So we don't charge you gas.
So
we get paid for maintaining the pipework up to your gas meter.
yeah, so National Grid have got a company called National Grid Metering.
We have got a company called National Grid Metering, yeah.
And I've got a letter saying that the gas meter, which is a mechanical device, needs battery replacement.
Right, so it says on the meter itself?
No, I got a letter from
battery fail.
National Grid Metering. I don't think there's any...
Yeah.
Metering.
Gas supplier has asked National Grid Metering
My gas...
to your property to replace the battery.
My gas supplier is National Grid then?
No, your gas supplier is not National Grid. We're not a gas supplier. As I say, we're a gas distributor. Your gas supplier, whoever you pay your gas bills to, is your gas supplier. They have asked National Grid Metering because maybe they didn't have enough engineers in that area.
Yeah.
They've asked them.
Oh, it actually says that they're sending G4S.
G4S?
Yeah, the private police that are owned and operated by ex-members of the military and the government.
Right, that's Group 4 Security.
Yeah.
That's a different company to Group G4S.
I'm a little bit confused here, because I've done some research on... Sorry to cut you off there, but I've done some research and I've found out that the 12 main suppliers of gas and electric actually are owned by National Grid Transco UK, and that they're owned by a company called Centrica.
Well, that's the first I've heard of it. National Grid are
and
a company that I work for.
They're all private shareholders. They're all private shareholders. It just seems like it's one big company with lots of different outlets.
Right.
Oh, also the other question that I asked is that if I buy my own meter, and you can buy these G4 units for £49 with the regulator, if I get a gas safety professional to fit it with a certificate and everything, then that's not illegal.
Well, I couldn't advise you on that, I'm afraid.
Well, I've called twice now. I spoke to Sarah and also to Ben in your department, and they said, yeah, no, that's completely legal. And I said, well, who will I send the meter reading to then? Obviously, I want to send it to the supplier or the National Grid Metering.
As I say, National Grid don't deal with gas meters. We don't deal with payment of gas supply to your property.
So
we transport the gas to your property.
Yeah, but National Grid have a company called National Grid Metering. So I guess
Yeah.
the meter numbers should really go to the metering company, shouldn't they?
Are you on our calls to National Grid metering?
No, if I was to fit my own meter, or I have my own professionally fitted meter, that I would send the meter reading to the National Grid metering.
As I say, National Grid metering are not a gas supplier, so they wouldn't be able to charge you for gas.
Great. Well, I guess I'm going to get free gas then. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have a nice weekend.
And you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Bye. I won't buy anything. Well, there you go. They've confirmed it. That they won't charge you for anything if you send them the meter.
Yeah.
The meter reading.
Well, he didn't actually confirm it. He said he didn't have much knowledge about it and didn't want to get himself into trouble.
Do you notice how silent he went?
Yeah, especially after you said, okay, that means we get free gas then, and he never said you don't. He just went silent because he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Well, I think he thinks that people are playing a game by using people's inability to answer the questions. But unfortunately, this is the information that they're giving out. So if it's incorrect, then surely we can find someone to correct us on that. But the machines that the gas go into are owned by who?
National Grid, Transco.
Right. And the people who supply the gas is
National Grid, Transco.
right. But the
Or one of their
people
companies.
and the people who transport the gas
National Grid.
right. So really, what is the function of anybody else? What they do? They rent the meter from them at a certain price.
No, it's much simpler than that. Basically,
National Grid lease them from the company that makes them. We'll put a little film on the end of this to show you a picture of a meter outside somebody's house.
Yeah, National Grid, they lease them the meters. And when it was just National Grid, they had everything. And then what they did is they thought, how can we make more money? I know, we'll privatise it. Thanks, Mrs. Thatcher. We'll privatise it, then we'll divide them up into loads of different separate companies, all owned by us anyway, but we'll make more money.
I see. So basically, if everybody knew it was one big company, then you'd realise that one person was taking all the money. So if you say, Dave, you go and collect for me from there, and you do the same but another name there, and if anybody complains, they complain to you because it's the problem there, but you will never get a complaint from me.
Wait, just think about it.
Can you
if they can't differentiate between whose gas is in the pipeline, how can they
charge them? So they've all got to be one company.
Yeah.
Because they're not billing one company.
Right, I'm going to have to blow dry this now.
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
So, is that what we needed to do?
So basically what we've confirmed here is that you can have your meter fitted, you can buy one.
And?
Right, you can have it fitted by a gas safety
He
professional.
didn't say that the gas wasn't free. In fact, when you said, oh great, free gas, he said nothing.
He said nothing. Did you notice that?
Is there a wholesale price for gas?
So you can have your meter fitted by a gas safety engineer, right, and then you can bill, you can send them the reading
to National Grid.
National Grid.
Metering.
But as he said, the old National Grid metering, there's a company here, you've seen it to the camera.
I'm a bit strange. Are you absolutely sure your gas meter also doesn't run by battery?
That's a mechanical device.
But they want...
There's no electronics on it, it's just a...
Unless this is,
Analog.
unless that's for one of those prepayment ones.
Yeah. They
Could
might
be.
assume you've got one of those. So
That would be electronic.
maybe if they turn up, then we can actually ask them then. But you know, it'd be useful to know which unit they're fitting the battery
The
to.
key thing here, gentlemen, is, and everybody else, is that if you do send them the meter number, you confirmed it that they can't bill you for it.
Yeah.
They need to have somebody who's agreed to collect the money for them. Well,
Not one of their companies.
And
Not
thanks
interested
for
in
who
it.
sent us that. Yeah,
Very good.
thanks for that. Very
well, thanks
useful.
for that. Now I don't know if you can hear, but the clock is...
Ticking.
So,
You're going to leave it on while I get the rest of my hair done?
I've got to blow dry it, so we'll have to move sections. See you in a moment, boys. See you in a moment, girls.
Can you grab my pad?